Welcome to the Carnival Hunt TV channel. If you don't know what Carnival Hunt is, it's an asymmetrical game that takes the DBD formula and puts it on its twist onto it. If you want more information about Carnival Hunt, or if you want to be a part of the series, then feel free to check the descriptions down below. Today, we have a special guest named Warlock. He is one of many members in the Discord server of Carnival Hunt. Warlock had many suggestions for the game, and therefore we picked one of them and present in today's episode. So, shall we begin, Warlock?
Of course, I will be glad if we do.
Alright, so my first question is about your concept. What is it?
Well, it is a character for the monster side of this game. I wasn't sure which name I should pick for it, the Ringmaster or the Beast Tamer, but I want to pick the Beast Tamer for it now because it will fit more his character and how he played.
Okay. Interesting. Um, what do you think was your inspiration for this concept, for the Ringmaster or Beast Tamer?
Well, for the Beast Tamer, I took inspiration because the magician is seen in carnivals and in circuses, and I wanted to think, well, what is also there? A clown couldn't I pick because it was already in the concept designs of Carnival Hunt. When they showcased us some concept art they did. So I thought, what could be an interesting character or something that is in there? And it's Snap. Yeah, because here in Germany there is a circus called Circus Krone, so Circus Crown in English it would be translated. And there's the person. Every time I googled, it said it was the Ringmaster, but later on I saw when I specifically googled like the guys with the specific animals, like lion tamers or elephant tamers, it said tamers, not ringmasters. It was weird, but where was I? I think I got got a little lost.
Where you were, so what you summarize, summarize what you mean. So you had the name, what in English should be the Ringmaster, but
Yes.
in the German version of it, translated into the English version, it would be a Beast Tamer.
Well, yes. So beast like animals, and it would more fit beast because they are not like normal animals. They would more ferocious, more. They want to hunt ferociously the bunnies. They are not like animals because he's. So it would fit more instead of like animal tamer. It would be beast tamer.
Yeah, makes sense because in Carnival Hunt they're just bunnies, right?
Yes.
I guess it makes sense. Okay. What does your concept do for the game, or better asked, what is the purpose of the concept?
Well, obviously, you should expand on the monster side so people can have different picks so how they like to play. And I wanted with this monster to feel different than the others. Sadly, we only saw how the magician works. So he's like more a trapper, environment knowing guy. He plays the imposter bunnies to places where he knows how to get the bunnies as fast as possible and without really damaging his like goal to get them all. By damaging I mean so they could go to the next floor. And I thought maybe because I first had the thought about so like little puppets who were like imposter bunnies but using by a whip they would have a little bit different abilities. But then I thought, what if he is like the beast? And then it began with the mask concept that he transforms, and instead of a trapper knowing guy, so from the environment, he's now a chaser knowing environment. Because I think for every killer you need to know how the environment is, or else you will lose. But he's more about the chases, the hunt. He wants to make the bunnies feel feared and feeling like there's nowhere you can be safe if you're not so if you don't
If you don't watch out for the
think
environment.
how yes, because he could use it against you.
Yeah, I would think the same about your concept because it kind of like it looks like a abomination. Let's just say that because there's not really a word to describe it, right?
Yes, that was also what I was going for.
So the bunnies would have not even just lore-wise the fear, but also like gameplay-wise because abomination looks terrifying. So I kind of like
Yes,
that, and with even the different masks and all the stuff that we're gonna go over in a second. I kind of find it really interesting. But do you have anything more to say to this, or do you want to continue?
Well, no, let's go to the next one.
So now my question is about the design or the visual design of the character that we are gonna put now in for the viewers to see, and
Mm.
just describe us how you imagined it and how things would work.
Okay, well, I want to begin the one who looks like it would be an official poster where he is in this background and his name is written there.
Yeah, the worm looking. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So what I was going for is first of all when somebody has a bigger bag, so like the Glöckner of Notre Dame, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. The buckle on the back, the little bump on the back.
Yes, and you should also see like he has like a humanoid form. So he has this outfit of a ringmaster so like an animal tamer. And you can see in this concept art he holds his whip on his right hand, but normally he would have it on his
His
on
bag
the
or
side.
something, wherever you
On
can
his
place it, I guess, right?
Yeah, where it's normally placed, and he would also have like two legs where he has like this black trousers and his leather boots. Obviously, if you would not normal and the enormous like jaw he has, also this hunchback. Because I wanted to imagine he would look on the side and you would firstly see only his face like with this on a mask, but then slowly see his finger coming out, and then he will reveal him slowly, seeing this thing like this is not normal what you see. And I wanted also to have this like kind of long thick neck, so this
Long
kind of
skinny.
long neck, not
The neck.
skinny,
Oh, the
a
neck.
little bit
Okay, sorry. So I thought you
just
were on the arms. Okay. Yeah,
thick, but
the long
the
thick. Yeah.
yes, and because I needed a little bit like the neck a little bit longer, and the neck I thought would be look more horrifying if it would be elongated. Because you can see like already in this picture, like he has on his neck like two other arms that are like coming out and then laying their hands on the backs of the mask, but also from the neck two other arms stretch out who acts like his normal human hands, but also out of his outfit there are two other arms. And also you can see he has the normal legs, but if we will look to the other picture where you can see the whole thing, you can also see they are like hanging out of his neck, but also then out of his outfit. And I had this transformation idea, and I wanted to fit like of this puppetry idea. If we look on the other concept, like with the rampage form who looks like I call it slipper form in the earlier designs. I don't know now how I call it. I give it another name. Did I already changed it? No, sadly not. I need to look later. But it has another name also now. But slipper form I thought would more kind of fit because he slippers over the floors. I will
Yeah.
discuss it later on the abilities.
Mhm.
And the gore form who looks like a tiger. You see by the gore form, by the tiger, the first one, you can see the transformation is like first of all his mask will turn. That's like the thing you will know. Notice the first that his mask should like a clock turn, and depending on what mask is over the jaw, so up there,
On the
depends
top,
on what
top.
form he will. Yes, on the top depends on what form he will take. Like if it had tiger, that means the gore form will come out, and
Okay.
the elephant, the rampage, and the snake, the slipper form. Also, maybe you're questioning why he has in the mouth so like something inside. Well, on paper it's hard to make, but it should be like a hole where there are several of metallic spikes which turn around the whole time, and there are holes which would like glow reddish because it's red. Because if we remember like how the magician's eye were, they had like a red glowing at the beginning,
Yeah.
and it's like I could believe like in Carnival Hunt this like because he used also magic.
They just do it lore wise, so they have red eyes again, to kind of, or just use the tubes and hose and stuff.
Yes, I thought like this like from this eyes and this magic circle he had, like it's an energy he had and it's like magic for us now. But the puppet master knows how to use this stuff and it looks like red just. I wanted to like because when the magician used the key, when we see he used the key, he rams it and it's so like
Top half, yeah, into his
yes. If he
upper
watch
head part, yeah.
But this thing is like he putting this key inside, and he's just consuming it through his mouth, like he would eat it like an animal. I wanted to put it there because it should this whole so like this design that he looks doesn't look like a human should resemble that he isn't not like a humanoid like the magician. He looks like more like a humanoid. If let's say you see him in a dark alley, you could more see he's more like a human. You would maybe say, oh, maybe it's just a man. But if you would see this, you would think, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, but yeah, if you would just see a normal, like, I guess, okay, if, like, the magician is also a big person, I guess you would be like, okay, maybe I don't trust
Yes,
this person, but it's like a human
but the
thing,
shape, but
so
the
it's
shape.
okay. Yeah, and then the ringmaster or the beast tamer is coming and then like turns into a different mask animal and like, oh shit.
Yes, he's like a monster, and I wanted to cooperate it. He should feel like he's a monster. You cannot
Yeah.
say like he's just an abomination or something like that. No, he's a brutal monster. He lives to hunt. He loves to see the screens and broken parts of bunnies.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, he uses to just develop, or better say, he eats the keys to keep his inner grind working. I guess, right?
Yes, like all monsters, I think.
Yeah, because they have a clockwork, so maybe they like turn themselves in the turnings,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm
Okay.
fascinating to see it how it will work. But do we want to get to the next question, or do you want to ask something of the design, what you can see?
Kind of, yes. I saw that you had some different ideas for it too, I think. Where it's like
For
an oval head. It has an oval head. Or like a
ah, you mean
circle looking.
from the human? Where you mean exactly on the like humanoid? I thought just now you mean the head, or what do you mean? Like, no, I didn't understand.
There's like a picture with like it looks like a circle. He has a circle head, but has like a normal tamer body, like a reddish tamer body, and it's like it looks like a globe at the head.
Yeah. Is it like brown?
Yeah,
Does have
it
brown?
has different kind of colors. It's
Ah,
brown, yellow stripes. What the animals are.
wait a second. It's with colors, right?
It has colors. Yeah,
Ah,
it's a
okay.
long character. It's like straight up.
Okay, give me 1 second, please. Ah, well, I wanted to like the colored parts. I wanted to draw like different parts. So if they make models, so they have a front, back, and for the body, so like the main body of it, where you can see the neck and the body of where his arms and legs will be attached. I wanted also to have side views where you can see on this, like, I wanted to do the neck. Obviously, this like cloth of him should resemble like Ringmaster animal tamer. So you can see this part. But the upper part should resemble like he used animal parts so to showcase it what animals have been so are now with him. Like you can see snake skins around him, tiger
Okay.
fur, and elephant skin, all covering all parts of it.
That's why I'm asking, because it looks a little bit interesting. Because then you would need to know about the specific pattern of the animal, I guess, right? Like a tiger has some stripes.
Yes.
The snake has like a leatherish kind of a feel as like the elephant, but the elephant looks like more of a stonish leather.
Yes.
So was this before the main design or was this after the main design?
Well, colorization of it, or you mean like the
Uh,
whole
I
thing
mean,
idea?
if you had this concept before the ringmaster itself with the hands in the back and everything, or is
Well,
it?
this was the first thing. So like the animal thing part things, these hands
Okay,
and such stuff were
okay, great.
later on because I needed to think, okay, where do I put it so it would make sense? And
Yeah,
because in the game you need to transform, it shouldn't take too long because then it would be useless.
yeah, makes
Imagine
sense.
you would like hunt down a bunny because later on the abilities I will explain furthermore
Yeah,
because you need to transform to
you need to
consume keys
adjust on
or
the
kill the
situation.
bunny.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty
because
obvious.
imagine like there's a bunny running away and you want to transform into the rampage form because you
Yeah,
want
and
to
then you
get him,
take
and
20
then it's
minutes to
like,
change. Ooh.
yeah, then okay, I'm finished. Game lost. God
GG
damn
easy. Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay,
That would
but
be
interesting to see even for the people how a design goes over. I know a lot of people show how the designs go on, but I think this one really also interesting. That's why I wanted to do this interview even because it goes from
Also,
yeah.
uh, sorry for disrupting, but I
It's okay.
wanted to say, you can see also by the clothes under there, there's like a tiger fur part because this part also turns around and with
Make
this
specific hand
wooden.
formations.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because in the tiger claw form, some parts turn 180 degrees around because of the changes it needed.
Okay, okay. Makes sense because most of the animals are on the four, except for the snake, but they have a different posture to it, as you have in your
Yeah.
concepts that I showed earlier and maybe show it now.
Hmm.
Other than those, I saw the legs and some hands too. I know where they are coming from. I have a question about the last picture. What is
Yes.
that? What is that? Is that the
This is like
mouth?
the jaw. Yes, this is like the jaw part because I wanted to showcase because you can see in the middle then this is like this middle pieces who turn the entire time
Okay.
around and there's like this middle reddish that showcase like so it's like you can see it and it glows also because this should showcase that there are holes
That there is
inside.
something. Hmm. Well,
Yes,
what is
like
that
so
yellowish triangle rock thing?
this is like the jaw because every animal because I wanted to put a mouth there. I
Okay.
thought first like a humanoid form, so like a human, so like jaw, but in the concept layer I saw that wouldn't fit really with the other animal form. So I thought, what about like a jaw that doesn't so like looks weird but could fit with other like with the humanoid form and also with others depending on how the mask will place they could maybe fit in and I wanted to
Okay.
like have a like monsters because later if we talk about like abilities because how to kill bunnies I think is also fitting with the abilities. I wanted also so like the mouth as a shape
Placeholder.
because how yes because we can discuss this later so I
Okay.
don't want to spoil anyone too soon.
Sure. It's okay. So as you said earlier about the abilities, what are the abilities that this uh concept would have?
Well, the first ability is because I wanted to make like four abilities because in the trailer of the gameplay we saw the magician had like if we count the imposter bunnies as his ability,
Yeah.
he had like four abilities and that's why I wanted to give him four mass because of four abilities. Also the humanoid form will have abilities and we discussed them now. The first ability is on the humanoid fate and it's called whip because if you can remember, he has a whip on his right arm or left. I don't know. I think they
Yeah.
grab with the right arm, but it could also differentiate. I don't know. You must see.
Maybe it can be on the right because that's how usually it would look like in games. But maybe we can do it as like a visual change, and like the player can choose themselves what hand it should be. But depends on
Yeah.
how the development
I
wants to do it, of
I
course.
just wanted to put the whip on the opposite hand where you grab the bunnies normally, so it doesn't
Okay.
annoy anyone. And the whip ability works like you grab the whip and you begin to like make circles with it. The first circle is like a big one but slow, and then you get to a middle one that's like the normal one where you can use the whip properly with its two main functions. And then there's
Okay.
a like fast one. It's with shorter range, but it's fast, so like quick to draw it. Because there are two things you can do with it. The one is like a grab ability when you like hit it but when you hit a bunny, okay? There are two things that could happen. Either the first one, if you like try to hit his arms or legs, you can then like the thing will try to grab it, but for this you need to hold like the
Attack
button,
button.
where, yeah, the tag button, because if we would just hit so short, then we will trigger the other thing. But first of all, we talk about
The
this first
normal
one,
ones? Oh, the other thing. Okay, okay.
the other thing. By this thing, if you hold then, he would then attack. So he would attack with his whip. And if you target his legs or arms, you will grab it and toss it a little bit to you.
Hmm.
Depends on which circle you pick, because when you choose the slow one, it obviously it's harder to hit and wouldn't get him very far, so very near to you. The
Hmm.
middle one is like the middle between, so it's So like the normal hit, and it will also be the normal distance to bring you. The
Okay.
problem is with the first one, it's fast, but it also doesn't so because while you like attacking him with the whip, you gain a little bit like a debuff by speed. So you
Mm-hmm.
walk a little bit slower because you're attacking someone. So you don't stand still, but you move only a little bit
Mm-hmm.
less. And by the fast one, it's like you walk so like normal, but the like how near it gets is not. It's not really. It's a little bit less than the middle one. But
Okay.
if you time it correctly,
Mm-hmm.
between the middle and the fast circle, there would be also like a sound like two wooden gears would crack. Then it's like the perfect timing where when you hit it, then you will have a greater like you will come much. So that's the near. So you come the nearest you will get, I would say. And obviously you will have still this like speed debuff where you're a little bit slower, but you will be
Yeah.
near to you, so a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really good, so like you hit it on time, you could also try to grab the key. It's really precise you need to be and the
Mm-hmm.
distance, but if you manage to hit it, you can grab the key,
Then it's a
get
quick
it,
hit.
and consume it. Yes,
It would give
yes,
both
but also,
sides, or not even both sides. It would just give the killer a positive, but also for the bunny because they can escape maybe even if they have
yes,
no
if they
key.
like running, if they would like see that the beast tamer is ready for the whip attack, but trying to grab them. So if you would think, then you can try to like move in different directions, so it's harder for him to get it there.
Yeah.
Because if like the momentum of the middle and fast circle between this is over, then the fast circle will be only be available. So you could be safer then. Safer then. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you need to be really precise and hope that the bunny doesn't do anything stupid while then. And then there's also another thing. If you like tap it 3 times fast, you can make it like he's slashing on him instead of trying to grabbing him. And if you would like so try to hit the body, head, or other parts, but it's just you need to type the buttons like 3 times fast, then he would like woof woof woof.
Okay, then it
Also
would
depends
just.
on which
Okay,
circle you
okay.
pick. Oh, what happened? Did I
No, no,
say
no.
something
I
wrong?
just said okay, okay. Because nah, I just imagined it visually, just for me. It
Ah,
just sounded like
okay.
pretty interesting. My bad.
That's good. And if you manage to hit it, so if you manage to hit it 3 times, it doesn't matter what body. If you like 2 times on the like head and 1 time in the arm, it just needs to hit 3 times. Then you would leave like a trail of blood and parts of like of his body. So like wood or I don't know what they're made of. I think of wood they are made of,
Yeah,
but they would
mostly.
like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit wood, but also blood. And this ability, so this should be like imagine like there are two bunnies, okay, and you want
Okay.
to hunt one because he has like a crazy item. You know, if you like trying to you want to eliminate him faster, but you want also the other one to get away because he will only be like a distraction. You don't want it, so you can like 3 times hit him, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously will make him frightened because he will a little bit be slower because of a
Mm-hmm.
speed debuff, and of course he will run away. Boy, and while you then grab the other one, consuming his key, leave him behind, you will then see a little blood of like a trail of blood, and you could follow him. But also,
Okay.
obviously, to it would be like on timer maybe, so you have like there's a like a
Or
time.
maybe the blood just stops because yeah.
Yes, so it should stop after a time. So it should be not like a limited time. And this is I wanted so like you can play around this a little bit because with gears because I had some gears in mind because I think you can also customize the monster, right?
I think usually, yeah.
Maybe. Well, if we could, then I had some Gears ideas. We would change also like some abilities, like the whip, like how these two will function.
Mm-hmm.
But for the moment, it's like you need to wait the time out so it stops like leaving blood behind. It could be really useful for some moments, but it shouldn't be also too OP. And also, you get a little bit like
Yeah,
a speed buff.
just balancing out. That's the
Yes,
main thing I think.
that's actually I think for so if I think for the even for the so I think for the deaths would be really hard to balance it because such games cannot be called balanced because there's always some many things that are
Yeah, like
maybe
on
random
the skill
or
ceiling, even though like
yeah,
to just go in. Like I understand, yeah, it's I get your point with like having a hard time to balance things, but that's why it depends also on what I think it would be interesting if in this game, because I remember from when I played Dead by Daylight, that
yes,
when you started playing, you were like playing survivor because of your friends or killer, whatever. So
yes,
you will automatically theoretically could have met every killer in that first match. Doesn't matter if it's new or old. So I
yeah,
kinda hope that in Carnival Hunt it gets a little bit different because they said they're gonna make a ranked system. So I hope it's gonna be maybe okay. The casuals, or I mean, from a specific level on, you can only meet specific level characters. You know what I mean? If the game is
yeah,
going really well, because then you will always have the same leveling, the learning system, because you will
yes,
always meet the magician, the twin sisters, and then after you're like level 10 or level 5 or whatever there is in the game, then you would have
mm,
example the Ringmaster, a little bit more complex character that you don't need to
yes.
think a lot about, because that's what I hated in DBD. Because like, oh, there's a killer. What does he do? I don't know. I never saw him. I didn't see him in the first 5 characters. And it's like, oh, it's Demogorgon. He is crawling through the floor and does weird jumps and screams and whatever. And you don't know
Could be
that.
really hard. Yes, and it's also hard if like you never saw this killer, then you think, well, what is he doing? Then like
Yeah, and
let's
then
say
he
he has like
transforms.
100 hours. Yes, and let's say like in DVD when somebody has like the beta, so
Oh
can
yeah,
is in
yeah.
PC and have the beta, then he already has some hours with it. And let's say
Yeah,
you're a
then he has
PlayStation,
the
right?
knowledge about the people who are clueless against him, and then
Yes,
he can
yeah.
use it against the others.
Knowledge is always important by such games to know how to like all
Yeah, in
function because
asymmetrical, of
you don't have.
course, because then the
Yeah.
problem, all the teammates gonna be mad at you for not knowing something that should be simple, and that would destroy the friendliness of newcomers, I think. But that's not the
Oh,
design's problem. It's just the game's problem, maybe. Let's hope not. But it's just something I wanted to just throw in, if you didn't mind.
yeah, don't worry. I started with it, so it shouldn't bother me.
Okay.
Do we want to go on or?
Sure. The next one would be the balancing that we just talked about a little bit.
Oh no, I
Uh,
meant the next ability. The next
oh, the
ability. Sorry.
abilities. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well,
I
sure.
only showcased
We were
one.
on the what? Excuse me.
The first one we were from four
Ah,
of
yeah.
fours.
We were on the human with the whip and etc. And with
Yes.
the blood
Um.
trailing and the other things. So now on the
Yeah.
masks, are you?
Yeah. The
Okay.
second one would be like the tiger mask. Um. Obviously later maybe there would be like skins and it would be not a tiger anymore. So I wanted to call it the gore form because it would match
Okay.
like how he is like ferocious and wants to tear everything apart.
Okay.
And the go form is like after he transforms, he can like crawl. So he just needs to walk towards, and he can like climb them, but also get on ceilings.
Okay.
And he can also jump between walls. So like let's say a bunny tries to run away and
Hmm.
tries to use like many so so tries to let's say try to get you down or something like that. He tries to trick you, okay?
Okay.
Like there are many like other ways, but you because you're on the ceiling you have like an advantage because he cannot really see you because he
Yeah.
needs to look up or to the walls. He cannot
Yeah.
know. You can jump between walls and it would be hard to see you. And I also wanted to use the ability like when he's like because I had this idea because like tigers in their natural habitat would be like camouflage because of their patterns. So would fit in better. So I thought like ability when he's like not moving fast, so he's moving slow on ceilings or something like that. He would be like
Okay.
kinda so hard to
It
see.
would be like an outline somehow, what you have in most games, like shooters, like first-person shooters, to see an enemy, and you see it kind of like really light outline of it.
So, and not really outlined because I wanted to make like his body. Can you not see? So it's like covered in a little bit more darkness. But if he would look to you down with his eyes, imagine you're a bunny. Okay, you run away
Yeah.
across the floor because one of your friends got downed, and now you're trying
Or
to
objective or
get.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes, or you're trying to somewhere like that, and you begin to hear like because I think Carnival Hunt will be a lot with sounds and such things. And imagine you hear the gears like so, like foot, and then it stops, and then you begin to look back, forward, on the sides
Yeah, then
maybe,
you're
but there's nothing.
disoriented what's happening and then
And
you're
then you
scared.
look up, and
Oh,
then you look up, see
man.
glowing eyes, which would reveal like the mask a little bit, and he would jump down. Holy shit! I think it would be horrifying.
Or even he's even in the middle of the jump, like in the air, and you are in the middle of looking up, and he's in the middle of jumping down. I
Oh
think
shit! That would
that's
be
so.
so.
I think that's yeah. So you are right. It's so. I bet it's gonna be terrifying if it's really gonna be in there because it just gives an
Yeah.
extra outplaying factor to it. But I think it can be a little bit outplayed because you said it's slow. So if the bunnies see it maybe before in up somewhere because they can like be like, oh, I don't see him, but I know where he is, like making it
Yeah.
fake. And then you just stand still for a second, you wait for the audio cue or just looking up or whatever, and then you just
Yeah.
walk away while he's jumping down, I guess. That like,
Yeah.
you could maybe
You could,
play him out and stuff.
and if you have items like this one, how does this item you remember where you can run faster? What was it again?
I was a unicycle, yeah.
Or maybe you could also use the like the fire rocket. You remember?
Yeah, from
Oh,
the event on the voting thing. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe you could, like if you look up, you could like begin to light it up, and when he jumps, you could like stun him for a little bit. That would be also
Or
really
even
helpful.
before, yeah. About that, I would have maybe a suggestion to it. That if he lands on the rabbit, he's like having a how do I say this, like a comfortable landing. But if he doesn't land on the bunny, I would say then
And
you
it
should.
takes time.
Yeah, he takes time
It
because
takes,
like he just fell to the ground. He needs to reset his movements and his ankles and everything. And it would, I
that would
think it
be
would be
actually
interesting.
good.
Yeah.
That would be actually good to put it in. Like you need also to be sure you get him. Not like
Yeah.
you can just jump around the whole time. No,
Yeah,
you need to
you need some
be
punishment
sure.
after it if you don't succeed. But I
Yes.
think that would be interesting
Balance.
with the firecracker because you also shouldn't be up there all the time. Because if a
Yes,
firecracker
because
gets you, you get the downtime of like falling down. But I would get maybe like
and
a little sizzling, just maybe a second or two from the stun because they use
yes,
the item. But I'm not sure how it
yes.
should be in gameplay. It's depending on how it's gonna
Could be interesting when we see it then really.
be.
But yes, it could be also good for balancing it. Not that he's like stalking the whole game and waiting until one gets down, he
Yeah.
sees his body down and thinks, "Oh shit, I
That
come
would
to
be
help you
boring. That
again."
would be just camping,
Yes,
I guess. It would be
I
boring.
want yes, I want his him like being a chaser, and this like stalk ability should be like used that when like he hears the bunny talk but doesn't know if they come, or like he wants to try to get one without like, or he hasn't other abilities because like he cannot, let's say he cannot go there because of
Hmm.
X reason, then it should be like a little bit camouflaging, so beginning like a dangerous like hunt. So he comes
Hmm.
down. If he doesn't get, if the bunny could then run away if he doesn't get him, obviously, and it could be an interesting chase. But it shouldn't be like if he shouldn't be like always on the scening. That would be boring
Yeah.
and would be like camping. That wouldn't be fun for both sides.
For everyone. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
But now the question is, I know we come a little bit later to balancing, but I think it would be interesting if he gets either a time, like something that makes him go down again. Like I know you want to have him on the wall.
Yes, yes, yes. This is also what I thought for all masks. So
Uh-huh.
outside, obviously, for the human face, like that like they have a specific time. So if you would like lore-wise want to put it, like it's a mechanical that when the masks are put the outer mask, the body obviously needs to change the gears and the thing inside powers more up. And of course, the mask cannot hold it too much because this glowing thing is going through the eyes and it would like break the mask. So the ringmaster, so the beast tamer must always change his mask back because his humanoid like form is the like formless version of
Okay,
it.
okay, that makes a little bit
It's
more
too
sense.
much energy.
Okay, because I was thinking of like, okay, maybe he can just stay all the game in tiger form and that's it, maybe. Okay, but I think that's an interesting idea to push him out of it after a specific time. I kind of like that because you need to know the basic human form how to play it, and then
Yes,
use your power spikes as the masks. I find
yes,
that's a lot better. Okay, okay,
yes.
now I'm up to date. Okay, okay.
And the third, so like the third ability would be called rampage form. This is like the elephant form. You
Yeah.
can see it's a little bit funny because I will tell now because when rampage is activated, he begins obviously first to transform, but then he would lean up his body so up, so you can see it like a quick drawing of it
Yeah.
where I put it there.
Yeah, I
He
understand.
would
Yeah.
get up because so begin to then make a loud scream. So in this
Like
form, it would be like
a little elephant roar, like "Roar," whatever.
yeah, it's about terrifying like so.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And things should be like that in a specific area around him, like a radius. If
Mhm.
a bunny isn't hidden behind something or wall, something like
Yeah,
that, like another
it's not
something
covered.
like that,
Let's say that from the sound.
he's not covered. He gains a like a little stun. So he's like his head. He has like headache or something like that.
I
So the
would say
sound,
it would malfunction the gears for a little bit.
yes, like
For
malfunctioning the
few
gears a
seconds.
little bit.
Yeah, and then it can be just anything
And
what it just debuffs.
yes,
Mhm.
and around so like let's say you had cover, then you would hear it, and it would be like you can temporarily so you will know a little bit of his location because of his roar if you were covered. Like let's say you were in another room, you hear the roar, then you know he's somewhere there, so I'm safe here.
Mhm.
So maybe. And when he made his roar, he's again on the ground and begins sprinting like crazy to front. And I wanted like this little stun ability to make like let's say you're the beast tamer, okay? There's a long hallway and you see the bunnies beginning to walk, so beginning to get to the end of it. So or maybe like he's in the middle of it, but this hallway is only two ends have it, and you're on the other end.
Mhm.
And you see, you will not have a chance with the other forms except if we would use the rampage form where you then transform, because you screech, and you run like crazy.
Mhm.
And I wanted to pretend. So my first thought was I wanted to have an ability where you can travel
Easily.
faster to A to B, because the problem is like it would be like I think the maps would be big, obviously, and
Yeah,
there
they
would be
are gigantic.
multiple things. And the problem would be if like you have the two other forms and then his that you will be too slow to move to every
Yeah.
place. The bunny is obviously small, and that will be the problem. They could maybe hiding somewhere and then go to another place, and you will
Mhm.
not be able to like
To catch up
get
in
them because
time when you
yes,
did some other stuff. Yeah, yeah.
yes. And that's why the rampage form should be like you can go to A to B quick as long as it's like a line.
Mhm.
Because curves up for him, really, you cannot do it without a wall ramming. You need to ram in a wall, then you have a little time to move a little bit, then you sprint again.
Mhm.
And the thing is with this little stun is like, if you're like getting stunned, you have so stunned would be like the effect, but obviously maybe the gears are a little bit not working. But when he then sprints, the thing is like it should be so if you're stunned or not, depending on it doesn't matter for
Yeah.
this he runs to you, like the bunny should be like on the mat, so like if you would be like on a fast thing, be like taped on or something like that,
Mhm.
and you beginning like to sprint there, and you cannot escape from his face, like
Yeah.
maybe there would be an
Because
item
he's
if
charging so hard
yes,
and you just hear him
and
like
he runs
stomping
to
like do do
the
do 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 do,
yes,
and then you just
yes,
look back what it is and oh you think oh no the elephant is coming so you're just jumping out of the way and hope in God's sake that you avoid the thing.
yes, hopefully. And let's say you got so you got catch,
He
and the
ran
elephant.
into you.
Yes, he ran into you. The rampage form won't stop then immediately, so you cannot because I wanted to do with all the forms, so like the other animal forms. when you catch like a bunny in the gore form, in the slipper form, or in the rampage form,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot just consume the keys just like that. You need to transform into your humanoid body. So
Yeah,
it gives the bunnies maybe time because this, so like for balancing, so the bunnies have a little bit more time to save their teammate from this like monster. For the
makes
rampage form, it's
sense.
more helpful because there would be a little bit of time. Maybe not enough for some situation, but for some situation, these seconds could be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he like because when the rampage form then hits the bunny, he needs to hit a wall so he can stop, so he can transform back.
Oh, okay. Because I had a different idea. I thought that maybe they can stop, like not running a wall, because I guess that would be a little bit weird. Like they can stop, but after just about some time. You know what I mean? Like they start the ability, they start running in the directions that they want, but they
Mhm.
can't immediately stop it. So they need to have the charge, the charging running, and then run a little bit before they can like make a hard break with like sliding or gliding or just no sliding on the floor. Let's say that.
That
And
could also work,
yeah,
but obviously we need to see it how it, like the
in the
devs
game.
need to maybe play test it, like so
Yeah,
we need to maybe if they would like have a like a play test version for him,
yeah,
then we
PBE,
need
a
to see how
public
it works.
playtest
Yes,
server, whatever. Yeah,
yes, because this it's some because the abilities could be maybe some balancing, but sometimes it could be also be broken. So that's hard. You can only
it's hard to imagine how it would be in the game.
yes,
I get it.
because it's really a new because like this monster is a whole new concept. You cannot just say yeah it
Yeah,
sounds
it's gonna
balanced.
work. Yeah, obviously. But why I suggested that? Because I think it would be pretty interesting or even funny for the killer if they are running with the elephant. The bunny gets catched. It's like coming with the elephant, and the elephant
Yes,
like stops and slides, and the bunny is like getting yeeted across the room.
that could be funny. That could be funny.
And it could be interesting because they like get yeeted away or fly away, and it depends
And
on
maybe have
on
a
what
chance.
they hit. If they just hit the floor, there's no stun. But if they hit a wall while the flying is happening, then they get a little stun duration because the gears and stuff are maybe not in the right
Little,
position or something.
that would be a really good idea. So you need to have the right momentum to stop. You cannot
Yeah,
just simply stop. You will
yeah,
be
you're just not
rewarded
stopping, and the
if
thing
you
you need to
decide.
calculate where you want to stop even because that gives
So
you the
you get
advantage. That's why.
yes, that could be really good work. So it could work, but obviously we need to see it. But
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. That's why we are here suggesting, going over it, and what people think about it. That's the main reason we are talking about this, I guess.
well, the last ability is with the like snake mask. This is the
Mm-hmm.
slipper form. This ability should be like I could imagine like I wanted because I could imagine like there would be hiding spots because of the first trailer from Carnival Hunt. You
Mm-hmm.
could see like the bunny was on a table which would have had the perfect site where you could hide under there. So
Yeah.
imagine what if like all the maps had like hiding spots for the bunnies, and
Mm-hmm.
all the killers will have like so monsters will have like animations where they like
Yeah.
try to search. I could imagine like the magician like
It's like the
normally
ability. Mm-hmm.
would like try to search like under the table so then you can hear like this tapping, but if there's nothing there you see the magician just like storm on the ground and then
Mm-hmm.
walk away. I could imagine the so like the how's the name again from the new monster, the twins,
The twin sisters.
the
Yeah.
sisters, the twin sisters. I could imagine that the one looks more like crazy with this
Mm-hmm.
black hair would
Yeah.
like try to search it,
And the
but
other
if
one
she
is
doesn't
more
find it,
proper looking. Yeah.
I could imagine like the one if they don't find one, the
Mm-hmm.
one with like the black dress have would like smash her hand against the ground angrily, and the other would just put her hands on her face, be a little bit sad like because she didn't found it. You could hear like a whining sound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how because you know there would be like a there's like a third monster maybe like the knife winning jester I think we had some like a shadow of it, how he would look. He looked like a jester with knives, but in Jack in the Box. Sadly, we didn't see much of him, so we cannot really say something. But for the Beast Tamer, so obviously in his humanoid form, and he would look, but be like you can hear like beastly sounds coming from him, where he looks at his hand, but like have a crutch on it, and his go form should be also maybe able to try, but cannot really. He can only look like a little bit. The rampage form can obviously not do it. He would just
Yeah,
sprint away.
of course.
And there comes like the fourth ability, slippery. It's like a snake. He is big enough, so he should be like high enough, big enough to like go a little bit under there. So with his head, because his head, like in this drawing, he has like where I quick draw it, like his head can, the mass part can pop a little bit out, so he
Mm-hmm.
can try to grab the bunny with his jaw, dragging him near, or like with this key, or trying to catch the key if he's precisely enough. Because I think so. I don't know if that's like it would be like in the game,
Mm-hmm.
where if the bunny's like normally walking, his key would be on his back, constantly like moving. So I thought
Yeah.
it would be a cool idea if like because the snake has like two long teeth. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought maybe if like the key is precisely on a line like on X side or Y side. I don't know how you would say it
Yeah.
right now.
Uh,
Or vertically,
Vertically. Yeah, vertically.
vertically line, and then you'd use your so like you use your like snatch.
Mm-hmm.
You could use your teeth to just grab it out of him.
Yeah.
But this is like an extra thing I wanted to do with the slippery form. Like so he can get bunnies in like hiding spots faster. And obviously when he grabs the bunny, he just drags him a little bit. He cannot consume his key. That
Mm-hmm.
means like he drags him out. He needs to transform back. Maybe the bunny is able to get back in there, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously the hunter wouldn't know it, and it would be a waste of time to hide again in there. So it would be
Yeah.
like a faster look if there's there. But also I wanted because I don't know like how the map will function because maybe there would be like spaces like I could imagine in the trailer where we saw like gameplay of it. There's like how so not the in the Kickstarter I mean the one before where they showcase like a bunny running how
Oh yeah,
they
in
like
the hall and stuff.
yes, in this hall. I could imagine like this place, this circular place where this like the audience is and everything. That there would be like things where you can run around in loopings, and it would be a little bit like exhausting and boring because like there could be in the map around like place where you can loop out killers. And I thought, what if like there's a form who could use this as his advantage instead of
Yeah.
like as disadvantage? And
Yeah.
the slipper form could like use loops and like curves to his advantage, giving him a little bit of a speed boost every time he
Mm-hmm.
gets there. Obviously to a
Uh-huh.
maximum, but
Uh-huh. Yep.
uh, so you should be really in the lookout. So if you use
You need to
this
watch
like
out what abilities you are, and if he is the snake, then
yes,
you need to
and this
be caution about
and
hiding spots and ways to get around.
yes, and the slippery form should like instead of these loopings and hiding spot being a disadvantage for you, like being a surprise advantage for you. Because maybe the bunny think, ha, you will never get me. You will never get me. And then later it's like with the slippery form, oh
Yeah.
you and I also wanted to do like because for the bunnies it's really important to see what mask he has, so he what abilities he can use. So for that, I thought maybe like because the obviously you won't be always with him, so you can see
Of
him.
course. Of
Maybe you
course.
because even so it should be with voice chat. I could believe some
Mm-hmm.
don't have like the mics or the headphones
Yeah.
for this, or they're broken suddenly. Who knows? Or maybe their teammates are screaming the whole time and they cannot
Yeah.
understand a thing they say.
Yeah, there
Or,
could be a lot of things. Yeah, makes sense. But after
so
time, people will will know more about it and how to act in situations. but for
Yeah.
beginners, I can understand. I can understand.
And for compensating like this, it should be like um you should like there would be like and I'm not really so I didn't decide yet if it should be like a visual key or like a visual or sound key that should give you away. Because I thought maybe like the mask are on would have like a limited time because they would be like over so because it would break if it's too long in there. Maybe like you could see like maybe steam coming out of it a little bit, just a little bit of the mass,
Hmm.
so you can see it already used. And if it's usable again, the steam is off, or you can maybe see the eyes still have a little glow
Yeah.
around. So on the eye sockets, you can see they were used, and if it's not anymore, you know they are usable now. It
Yeah,
could
you
be.
could maybe like do a little. We talked about the red glowing eyes, so maybe it can be a good indicator for it too, or
Mhm.
maybe in a greenish way because it's a snake and it's poisonous. But whatever, it can be a
Uh,
lot of things.
I thought also because I wasn't sure because as I saw the trailer for by the of the twin sisters, I didn't saw really like maybe they hadn't their glow like the magician, because they didn't use an ability. But I saw like they had like a bluish eye look. So I thought for so to have a little bit like variation of the eyes, maybe this is important for lore later on.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. It could be like this. All masks have like a yellow lint, like a glass, but when the reddish come in, they have like a orange kind of look.
Hmm.
If you maybe ask why orange, it's because it's my favorite color, so I wanted to put a little bit something like in there.
Yeah, makes sense. If it fits the color and you like the color, why not? Pretty simple.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it with the
So
ability to actually.
okay. I think balancing what how balancing would be. I think it's gonna be a little bit short. Yeah, it makes sense. Do the elephant if it can stop or not stop. Let's on general of the animal masks. Give them a timer that they are all that they are allowed to be used. On the human form, check out how the whip is gonna work. If it's spammable, maybe balance it. If it's not spammable, give it a little bit help.
It shouldn't
Yeah.
spectacle shouldn't be. I had maybe idea like that you can not use it too often. So like explanation why you could is because when you use it, like
You
you
need to
remember
roll
like
up it
eh,
again.
yes, yes, but also you remember the crack I said before between the middle and the fast one.
Yeah.
Well, if because the puppet when so like the monster if it's used um will after it's put it back, he you will see his he will look at his hand and you see like little bit like here like a little bit cracking and feel like you can see it's a little bit uncomfortable. So it
Ah,
should
because he
indicate
didn't
that his
hit.
hand is a
Okay,
little
okay. So
hurt
it gets
a little bit.
frustrated. Let's say that it gets frustrated
Yes,
when he doesn't hit. Okay.
but also if he hits you, so if he hits
Yeah.
later on, you snatch its key or something, it should indicate that this whipping hurts his hand a little bit also. So that's the reason why it
Ah,
doesn't.
okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get
Arm
it.
feel
Okay.
doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel right with his hand because with the transformation and everything, also using this whip with like this force hurts his like it articulation.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
but
would
he knows
maybe
he
yeah.
needs this advantage. But he needs also this advantage, so
Mm-hmm.
it
I
should be just indicator.
I think the interesting idea would be because we're gonna go. We had the story before, I think. I would
Yes.
maybe say on the whip because maybe it has some. Maybe his animal sides don't like if he's using the
Oh my
the
god,
whip
yes.
so much because they are
Word.
like fearing from it. So he's having a constant battle inside of him with the whip and the animal side. So he doesn't want
Oh
to
my
use the whip
god.
as much because if he uses the whip too much, then he won't be able to be in the animal form that much. So the
Oh
less
my god.
time he uses the whip, the longer he can be in the animals. Boom.
That would be really it would be
It
really
would be
cool.
interesting lore wise and it would make sense for the gameplay. Easy.
Yeah, but it would be really cool, like because if you remember, one of the stretch goals was like a
Yeah.
Kickstarter comic which expands the lore. Just
Mhm.
imagine like we would see in his head, he looks at this whip and you see like his
Yeah,
three
all the
animals all
animals
around.
screaming and all the pain that he gave and all the humans laughing and yada yada.
Oh, that
Ooh, that would be
would be
brutal.
cool. That would be cool.
Definitely. But yeah, balancing that we just get on the path again. Pretty easy. Make the whip. We just balance the whip, I guess. The
Yeah.
animals, elephant, check how the running is gonna be. Snake, check
Yeah.
how he can get speed boost and how he can make opportunities. And the tiger,
Yeah.
just check out how that he doesn't camp. Pretty
Yes.
simple, I think, in my opinion. Maybe you
Because
have some thoughts?
all the masks are with timing, so you cannot just be always there.
Yeah.
Because you will fall down and then you have this debuff with a little bit of stunning. And
Yeah.
it would be funny.
Makes
Also,
sense.
I thought because obviously you can see while you are transforming, I wanted like because when you are the monster, you can obviously not see everything how you transform. So I wanted like when the mask turning around, you have like a blurry vision first.
Yep.
Then when the mask is put on, it becomes again clearer. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see maybe. So you can
Yeah, of
see
course.
like he's
There's
becoming
there's
different.
a lot to do, I guess, for this character.
Yes.
If we are honest, there's a lot that is already been done. Props to you. But I think there's also some stuff that maybe the devs have some little developer sparkling in it. You know?
Oh, um, I almost forgot because of animations because there were also animations.
Okay.
But obviously the transformation ideas were there. But I wanted to talk first with the key and with the killing animations. Maybe let's go first to the key. This is the page like where you can and I also thought about how he would die because if he doesn't consume enough keys, so the bunnies win. There's like there's a page called animations. Maybe you find it. But it explains like he holds the key with his arm. His mask get up, so like he would transform, but his mask will like turn a whole thing around, so that
Like
like
spin
you know,
around, like it's like
get
a
spin around.
little ding 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 ding, like a spin wheel.
Not so fast. They
Not
will
so fast.
just
Okay.
turn once. They will only turn once, so the
Okay.
humanoid faces back again. But instead of closing again, he will hold it with his other hand, so he
Okay.
can ram it inside this like hole where this.
Oh.
He
Okay.
will just push it in. Then he lets go. The mass because he hold them, so get together all. So like the three, this under one cannot really go there and you hear like a breathing,
Jesus.
and then it will begin
And then
like a
he's gone. And
burst
then
of
he's gone.
war. You will then hear like a scream of like a so
Like a
of an
bunny.
elephant,
Oh, the elephant.
snake,
Okay.
um, of the tiger, and also and from the snake, but it would be like twisted a twisted sound like a scream from
Okay. 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 That sounds good.
and
Mm-hmm.
and then he would be like shot again. And then I had the death idea because there were like animations we were showcased from the developers. That's the reason why I wanted also to draw them. So it's an indicator. And the first thing is like the one because of the animation there was a so from the magician there was a bunny there and I wanted to do like the same thing like scene but with him. So it's like he holding his one hand on his like chest, so with
Yeah,
so like
on his
chest
chest side.
area.
Yeah, whatever there
The
is.
other hand, and the other hand tries to reach the bunny, but he begins then so because he's nearly dying,
To
his mask
twist.
begin to turn like crazy. You can hear his screams. Then he falls to his knees. His hands begin to try to hold him up. He tries to reach the bunny near. His mask finally stop, but you can so the glow of him begin to fade away, and he will just ram to the ground down.
Mm-hmm.
Bam! it
Yeah,
will be like the
and then
death animation.
depends on
He's dead.
if the magic is coming out or not, or they just like twitching it there because they're like deactivated or something like that, right? I
It
guess
should. I wanted to not to have a like a complicated
death.
death animation.
Yeah, because maybe they
Death
don't even
animation.
die. Maybe it's just like a stun animation. We don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I call it death
Okay.
because they lose. I think this is
Yeah.
animation when they lose, and I
Yeah,
don't
makes
think the
sense.
puppet master would
The
be just
yeah
happy
yeah
then.
yeah yeah like okay,
And
we don't have something like that in DVD or in other games, but I saw some other asymmetrical games that do these kind of death scenes too. So both kind of works.
yes, maybe they are also stunned, so like deactivated for now because they didn't manage to get this
Yeah,
job done, and the puppet master wants
yeah yeah
to repair them of the damage what they caused because maybe five little rockets could damage him a little bit. But anyways, also I had like because in the Kickstarter video we saw how the magician ripped apart the bunny because of the
yeah
end game
the
taking
killing
care.
animation.
So I thought because the jaw has like three like teeth we could say, and it should be like formed if we look sideways. I couldn't. I don't know why I couldn't draw it right.
Okay.
Every time I tried, it didn't look right for me. But it should be like where the head could fit in, the ears would be like a little bit put sideways, so or like touching a little bit the side of the like where the mouth is, so the end of the mouth is. But anyways, so the head gets there. He then so uses his hand to rip him apart, but he the mouth closed so on the end of them, so on the head. So obviously, I think the bunny would scream, and I, I wouldn't say anything against it, but he would then try with his both hands, so on this on the little legs, he would then try to rip him apart, and then I think like every time so like the monsters kill a bunny, they because I think in the video he ripped him apart through his torso region
Yeah.
between his stomach and his legs. So I think it would make sense if the same happens there. So he rips apart the legs, which with the little part in there, and he would just throw it on the ground towards the other half of the body that's inside his mouth to the other side and begin to have a screaming laughter. So like,
Okay. Okay.
and so the other
Sounds
animation
interesting.
thing. I also like animations how like they transform. Like we could also talk like under the like how he kills a bunny. There's a transformation to the gore form. Like we can see he's beginning to crouch, and so he would like crouch, and the part where his like humanoid arms are, and the other arms will turn around, and also the piece between the head and this arm will also turn around, because then so I will explain later. And I wanted to also because you can see in the drawings like um some parts um have like between so I think I forgot to post one or maybe yeah, I forgot to post I would later post it inside the Ringmaster the
It's
Beast
okay.
Tamer, and I forgot to post the painted version of the arms on the neck,
Okay.
uh, but I draw it already, but I will send it later. And when they turn around, the obviously the arms were which were up before would be down, and the on the humanoid arms would be up. And I wanted to make like the parts because you can see like the humanoid arms are very long, and I wanted to make because and also the you maybe think the parts like of the upper arms they look a little short for the concept art later because they're longer. I wanted to make like the parts can extend and reduce and extend because they have like this thing like between the parts. So one is bigger and the other is smaller, so the smaller one can get inside the bigger one,
Yeah.
where there's like a metal piece which would stop the parts of going too far outside of each other, so they would be attached, but also be able to reattach, so be close together. So this is what's happening. So no wondering. And obviously the mask turn around, and the arm, which is on his outfit, would begin with his many claws, because there are many claws in these pictures, would try to hold up, so grab the floor, and the legs would just turn around. So we can later see like he's on 4 foot now, his parts extended, his leg turn around, so they would look like the concept art for the gore form, where we can
Yeah.
see it on front and sideways.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're asking maybe, um, because you remember I said between the head and this part with his arms, this thing also turns around, because that's also happening between the between where his outfit arms and the end of the thing. There's also a middle piece which turns around, because these things are, if you would look by the pictures,
Yeah.
by this the painted pictures, there's like the arms, the normal arms of the humanoid with the reddish clothes.
Yeah.
Next to it are these like
Skinny
wooden things. Yes,
ironish thingies. Yeah.
yes, they will pop out of it, because they're like, the biggest one is so like outside, and each one is like smaller, and that's why they fit all in, so they can hang around the neck of the thing,
Okay.
and they would just extend out and would make like a like this. They would try to mimic the texture, like how like a tiger's fur would look like with this
Yeah.
with this with the stripes.
Yeah.
And his arms and this humanoid arm will try to hold the leg so it doesn't fall,
Okay.
doesn't kick him, and that's why he looks so. I wanted to
Okay.
draw the animation so you can, so I hope the devs can understand better what I meant.
Sure, as the
On
people
the,
are watching, of course, also, I guess.
hopefully you can also understand.
Sure.
And by the gore, that's sorry, by the rampage form,
Mm-hmm.
it looks more cursed, the rampage form, but I can explain how he transforms instead. Because he would try with his humanoid arm, so hands, and so he would also crouch, but instead of the other hands, his humanoid hands and legs would be on the ground. And then begins like the things I said before, these like pointy things I said before,
Mm-hmm.
these wooden things, they would just drop out and begin to form these legs. If you can, if you would see in the rampage form, you can see then these weird like legs he has. These
Mm-hmm.
are just four of them things, because each side, so left and right, each one has like four things of that. They will just then go, so from down they will go up, because they have like a bowl joint, so like a round joint which can rotate anywhere, will go up, and then there's like this piece. If you see us in the concept art, this of these things, they have like a pointy thing outside. Then on this part, it gets down, so like a triangle down, and these four together would build a leg. Obviously, for each side there's one, so for in, in the end, and the humanoid arm just don't go like in the back. The humanoid arm just goes inside on the front legs of it, so it can hold on to it, so they are stronger. The behind legs are just strong enough to hold itself, but the front legs should be like rampaging forward.
Yeah.
So that's why they have the thin humanoid arms in there. And the outfit arms will just be like L shaped, but other on the other, so like opposite
Mm-hmm.
side, because the legs will also again turn around, so the outfit arms hold this time the legs, and so this
Okay.
freakish body
Mm-hmm.
comes out. Also, this body gets a little bit up, because it should look a little bit more freakish and also fits because he will, when he runs, the part that's like up will go down, so it's like a little bit, should like he uses this thing, the thing for movement ability, so he's faster with it, like it goes
Okay.
up down depending on how he runs. And uh, last but not least, the slippery form transformation is like he gets down
Mhm.
like the rampage form with his humanoid arms and legs, but um, the so arms begin, so the entire body begins to get down, and it should be like, if you see in the normal picture, you can see like between these like big parts, there's like a thing inside which is like separating some big parts between it in the
Mhm.
neck.
Mhm.
You can see it.
Yep.
This is like, these parts are like for the slip. So it should, so for the humanoid form, it's just so his neck can a little bit go up, so down, right, left, so he can with his neck move. So it isn't like he cannot. It's not like he cannot. He needs to move his entire body, so he can like, so he can make this move with his head a little bit.
Mhm.
But the primary use is that when he gets in the ground for the slippery form, these parts extend. So it's like, if you can see in the concept art, they
Yep.
get a little bit separated. And the parts I talked before, these like these parts of the rampage legs will just lay on the sides of it, and the arms and such will just move up, so they build this form of him. So he will just then, and if you may be asking why this part extends, not
Mhm.
only because he, and also by the outfit part, some parts will also extend. Like you see by the outfit part, he has like this go. So there are like three colors which separate this body. It's golden, so yellow gold,
Yep.
brown, and tiger. It's like tiger fur.
Okay.
These parts also can separate, so it's a little bit longer. On a, out of this part in the ground, like little gears will appear, so you can move like a snake around without having
Okay.
real legs. So you
Yeah,
can
there
hear.
would be a lot of different ways, I think, to make that, because usually this snake moves with his muscles, like he's like
Yeah.
pushing one side away and one side to him, so that's why he can like that's why he's crawling like in those S things.
Yes.
But we could implement it a little bit easier with just having gears where I think you even draw some gears maybe there, or I just see
Yes.
maybe them.
Under that, the gears,
They
the
just
gears
move.
down there.
Yeah,
Yes,
they just
they're
move with
moving.
gears. Pretty easy. Yeah.
We shouldn't forget, because I had in mind some skins, and obviously they wouldn't be snake anymore. They would be other animals. So maybe this
Yeah.
wouldn't even. But I think, but it would be easier to make him move like that.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay.
So this is the rest of the animations ideas. Um, this this is the end of the animations. What question do we have next? Do you want
We
to ask something first?
were on balancing.
Yes.
About the future. Do you think it's gonna be consistent with the game and updates? Well, I know you won't know because the game isn't out yet, sadly.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
if the video comes out, if it's gonna be in the beta, and we will still not know what's gonna happen. But do you think it's
Yes.
gonna be a relevant character if it comes into the game? And what skins or changes do you think it's gonna have, maybe?
So I really would believe he would have a good role in it, so he wouldn't be like a forgotten character, because
Okay.
by such games, chases are very interesting. They're a lot of fun, and
Mm-hmm.
this killer provides this. So this monster provides this chase. So like
Yeah, it gives
chases.
the
Yes,
it gives the action into the
and he
spice.
and
It
he
gives the spice of the game. Yeah.
and he has also very good like potential for, obviously, for skins, for like how he looks, and
Yep.
also has, and if it's like we will have like maybe a thing where we can learn his backstory, it could be a
Mm-hmm.
really interesting thing how he became
Sure.
this. and he feels also a little bit so he feels also his normal look feels rather different from the others what we saw so far. The two we saw more look like humanoid. They were like human puppets, but this thing looks like a terrifying monster.
Okay.
But also like how he plays, he's different like the magician. I know we don't know what the future will bring, but I think how he would play, he would stay consistency. As long they are not like they could happen like there would be like I don't know maps or like new
Mm-hmm.
gears or
New
something like that.
environment, new killers, maybe there's gonna be a different variety of bunnies, items. There can be a lot
That could,
happen. That's why I
but I
was, yeah,
think but I think how his core functioning is, it would be a lot of fun to play against him, but also to play him.
yeah.
So I don't
Play
think
as the
people.
character and play against him. Yeah, as you just said. Yeah, that's I think about right. Uh,
And
mm-hmm,
so because of the future thing, I had also things about thought about skins ideas
mm-hmm,
because I'm a really fan of like creatures and monsters, also mythology and such things.
mm-hmm.
That's why also I wanted to have like a monster, so kind of a monster who looks like really a monster and feels like a monster.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
I had also a funny idea because dear viewers, if you would look in the Discord, there are many people who draw skins, and also I also draw skins for bunnies. And that maybe idea, maybe like it would be cool, like every time there's a new monster, we also get new skins that
Yeah,
could
of
be
course.
maybe fit to the theme of the monster. Like it would be cool to see like for the twin sisters, maybe there's like a bunny skin, like I could imagine two things. Maybe there's like a bunny skin where you have like a little, a little like a half of a face attached to you, and
Yeah.
it's constantly in extreme. Or maybe I had a cool idea for a bunny skin
Uh-huh.
called the last one. So the last one or the last one, I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's like imagine a bunny who got ripped apart of the magician, but instead of being dead, he still survived, and he began to crawl, but found like parts of other bunnies and like things the puppet master used to build them. Imagine that like he had like a little thing, so like a needle or other things to put there, and now he lives try and he puts new legs, but he
Mm-hmm.
realized that some parts will lose life because he should be dead, but he survived. So now
Yeah.
he just put himself some heads, arms, extra legs, some parts, different things, and he looks like he like the thing will. And he has like a little back. He looks like he has many different bunny parts attached to him because he's afraid that if, while he's trying to survive and escape, that one of the parts will fail, and so he can retach it. That
Yeah.
would be a cool idea.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But also, I thought maybe for this killer, I'd like two ideas maybe. Mm, So I thought, what if like, so I'm a big fan of mythology, like the Dark Ages with the knights and dragons, and also with the Japanese yokais. I like them, so the idea of the creatures. And I maybe thought, what about instead of like the Renaissance time it happened, maybe what if like it happens like maybe to a time where in the Japanese time where yokais were famous
mm-hmm.
and known to be around. Maybe this was this carnival where it happened where this ringmaster was fascinated about yokais, and either it could have there were yokais in this world, so in this like setting there were yokais, and
Yeah.
he wanted them, or maybe they weren't yokais, but he wanted so dearly to have them that he would do anything to get them, even so they weren't real.
Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
imagined like so after meeting the puppet master, he became this freakish monster, and also have like the same thing happening to the normal beast tamer, but instead of normal animals, he has like maybe his normal face. I'm not quite sure if I wanted to like have his So like humanoid face being a normal human face, or maybe like a part of a Oni, showcasing that he lost his human self and wanted to become really a yokai.
Mm-hmm.
And is so and I thought maybe also that his like rampaging form, because it kind of reminds like a spider if the legs wouldn't so could resemble a spider. And there's
Yeah.
a Yokai called the Oshi. Wie hieß es nochmal? Ich muss nochmal nachschauen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Warte kurz, ich muss den Zettel kurz suchen.
Okay.
Wait a second. Ah, here I have it. The uh, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, sorry for the waiting. I
It's
just
okay.
misplaced something. Ah, uh, wait a second. Ah, the Ushi Oni. This is like a most
Mm-hmm.
known as spider with a oni, with like a ox. How this is in English?
Sag's auf Deutsch, ich kann's hier cutten. Alles gut.
Oh, Ochsenkopf.
Yeah, ahead of an ox.
Head of an ox, which looks demonically. It could be an interesting way to incorporate it as the rampage or gore form. I'm not quite decided yet which form it could rather fit, because in the the stories of them, it can. So there are stories how he shapeshifts himself to look like a woman. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the stories to ambush people, but he's more also known to be like a ferocious beast monster just to kill, eat humans.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure if it would fit more to the gore side, where he would then crawl around the walls and trying to kill everything,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but like ambushing, or maybe like the rampage form because of its like body shape, how he is.
Yeah. Well,
And I
the
thought,
thing is, you can always change it with the skins. Maybe give it some different
yes,
light. Like DBD used to do it sometimes with like the legions example, like the legion characters, that they
uh,
have the different characters, but it's the same. It should be the same character, but it's a different person of the group. So you can, I think, you can play it around with it with the thing you just went on. So
yes.
I think it could maybe work out.
And I thought also that I know, I don't think it's really a yokai, but
Hmm.
I think because the other yokais I found like looks like snakes were either giant snakes or snakes with a human face. So I
Yeah.
thought maybe
Okay.
A Chinese dragon would I just put in. I
Hmm.
know, not really creative, but I didn't found anything that would
Seem.
differentiate, like
Yeah.
would help differentiate the mass and also feel different. And I
Hmm.
thought maybe for also I thought maybe like there's I thought maybe because he's like obsessed of yokais and wanted to become one. And I thought, what if not only he had like, because the um, Ushi Oni is known as an evil yokai. The Chinese
Yeah.
dragon
Hmm.
could, depending on which where you live, how the culture is, they're evil, like trying to destroy, or like wise good mans. So like the wise
Hmm.
creatures who want to help heroes. And I thought maybe either it could be like the Gotham could be a Komayu Koma goddamn Komainu, which is like a
Komainu. Hmm.
guardian dog which protects this, like palace. Could be a little interesting twist, like it's a corrupted one because he killed them, or like he wanted them, but he, because of how they looked and of the like how the like they're like how they are known to be. And if it has one, that means he's worthy of them. But
Hmm.
obviously he isn't. So he has like a corrupt version. He corrupted it so it's following him.
Hmm.
Or maybe Anue. Anue is like the chimera of yokais. It could also
Hmm.
fit the gore form. So I'm not quite decided yet. I wanted to start like concept arting, but so to draw it like with colors, I have only concept art ideas, but I'm not sure yet how to make it. And I thought, because I have a skin idea for a bunny from the
Okay.
Kamaitachi. These are like this like
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
I have already drawn it, but I haven't colored it yet, so I'm working on that. And I had like a funny like if like the monsters and the like bunnies or like the let's call them like the creatures who want to escape
Yep,
the carnival circus
yep.
have like a story between them. It could be like a funny idea like this beast tamer who's like wanting yokais tries to get yokais from everywhere,
Mhm, mhm.
and the Kamitachi in like the Kamitachis try so we're trying to run, trying to because he wears like a like how's it called again? This traditional
Traditional.
clothing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this clothing of this time, and not wearing a samurai outfit. I meant like traditional clothing
Yeah,
because he
traditional
wanted to
Japanese clothing that
guide.
was in that time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and he wanted to try to disguise himself as like human because he didn't want to be hunted. Obviously,
Yeah,
wouldn't work because he looks not like a human with his face and
makes
arms.
sense. Mm-hmm.
And instead of running, he began wanted them to confront him with a group. But obviously, it was a trap of him. So now they're escaping there. Now they have to work together to rescue themselves and also the so like the yokai species because he will hunt everyone.
Yeah.
And I also thought like because I thought what if instead of like again in a Renaissance or yokai Japanese, maybe it's like in the Dark Ages, and instead
Mm-hmm.
of like being like that, he
It,
wasn't like a normal human. He was
yeah.
maybe a dark magician
Yeah, a
and
magician that
tried
can
to
transform into things, but he had an accident and now he can only
yes
turn into three or four things. Yeah,
yes
and then the elephant or the tiger would be a dragon and stuff, and maybe I don't even know what back then there was. Like maybe instead of the elephant, like a horse, like a giant horse or something. There's a lot
I
to think
thought
about. Mm-hmm.
I thought for the rampage form
Okay.
because the rampage form makes you like a scream to stun the bunnies
Oh, and
to
then
not
the
near.
dragon could
I
scream.
thought maybe the
Ooh.
I thought maybe because I'm a dungeon master, okay,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I play D&D and there's the
Okay,
monster
okay.
basilisk.
Uh-huh.
I see in the legend they are mostly like snakes, but also like lizards.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to
It,
adapt a little bit more of
it kind of fits to
lizard-like,
almost of all of the categories. Let's just say that.
and
Uh-huh.
instead of a normal scream, he would open his so he would like let us like a bright light out, so
Okay,
not really
so
bright, but like a so like a
would
little
it be
glimmer.
like he's screaming into the like he's screaming like an elephant example, but he's like looking up, he's screaming, but he's doing a little fire breath with it, I guess, to just make it look a little bit
Not
cool.
really, not breath, because in the Legend of the Basilisk he looks people and can make them to stone like Medusa, but he's a lizard.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead of
My
like a
bad, my
scream,
bad.
you would just look in the front and like a green gaze will appear.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like the bunnies, instead of just normally being like the things are not working, they look normal, will have like a gray shade around them, indicating they are
Okay.
turned stone for the mm, so short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Would also fit them like to the creature because it wasn't like Medusa who could turn them to pure stone. They would like be temporarily only, depending on well if you survive. I also thought maybe for the gore form it could be like a werewolf, maybe so
Mm-hmm.
creature because they're known to turn into humans.
True, that
I
makes more
thought
sense.
maybe it could be
Mm-hmm.
making. And I'm not sure yet for the slippery form. I thought maybe for a worm because they're like snakes, but
Yeah, but
drain. So
it would be feel weird then if you have a wolf, a dragon kind of thing, and then a worm. I get with
yes,
the skins. I think there's a big range to go on because it's always three things from a specific thing. You know.
yeah,
So I think if the thing is, if it would be a reality, then I think they would be a little bit easier to get touch on these skin ideas because then you know what the abilities really are, how they function, how they
yes,
work, how they look like, yada 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 yada.
yes. And I thought because I and like a counter to this
Mhm.
from the bunny side, it would be like I had two ideas. One, a bunny with like knight armor. I had like
Okay.
I just wanted to draw it so he
Uh-huh.
has like a knight armor and his shield has this like um sigil of carnival hunt. That would be
Uh-huh.
like a funny inside joke or something like that.
Okay.
And he has like a sword, but the funny thing is he cannot pull the sword out, so it's like
Yeah,
always
it's like
inside there.
either it's stuck or it's broken. I think both of them would be interesting to have
Yes.
because if it's
And
stuck, you can't use. If it's broken, why even bother?
yes, and I also had maybe an idea, so maybe what if they just don't have to only be bunnies? I thought
Mhm.
back on the stream we had, so
Yeah.
with the cost so for the skins for bunnies,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had because I wanted to make a mage, but I
Uh-huh.
thought it would be lazy just to have a bunny, so I thought, what if it's like an other animal which would fit in?
Uh-huh.
And I thought maybe because because I thought a little bit and I thought an axolotl would be really funny to see like a magician. Imagine like in the game,
Mhm. Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
like this
Mhm.
bunny, like you in the Kickstarter you could see there was like a pirate
Pirate
skin.
bunny.
A
Yeah.
bunny.
Mhm.
Imagine that's this pirate bunny coming up and he's so, okay guys, we need to work together. We are on the last floor. We need just
Mhm.
to activate everything. He is right behind us, but we got it. And then the normal one comes in, says okay. And then there's another like spookier design, and then comes this
Yeah, like a
axolotl
skeleton
funny
bunny,
one.
whatever. Yeah.
And then comes this funny looking wizard axolotl,
Mhm.
and he's like, okie dokie. And the other's like, what? I also thought maybe like to counter like the counter of this like dark
Mhm.
mage,
Mhm.
and in order to it could be like the knight is trying to protect like the little mage because they too need to defeat the dark mage because he's terrorizing everything and wants to become all things. But the problem is the spell doesn't make him turn into everything because he needs to to
Yeah.
like get everything. So
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
needs to stop him. And like he's like once his apprentice, now he needs to defeat him. That would be a little funny. But I think it would be so funny to see like an axolotl wizard running around with his rope in his head.
Yeah. Oh,
That
that would be so
is,
cool. But I don't know if
remember,
they would go with an axolot,
I could
because
imagine
they
just
want to
a
go with
bunny.
yeah.
I could imagine just a bunny, but it would be so funny to see like an axolotl running.
I know. Yeah, but I don't really think about they putting that, I guess, because it's I think they want to go with a darker theme. So with the dragons, the Dungeon and Dragons thematic would go work with the mages and all and dragons and everything. But the Oxalot depends. They could be
I
using it, but then it would be sad because sad Axolot is
Yeah, it needs
not
to
the
look
best.
that. Yes, yes.
That's why.
But I could imagine they just put the Albania with so this wizard costume. But I just wanted to draw it just to see how he would
Mhm.
look with
Of
like
course.
the how this bunny is spelled, how he would look.
Yeah, makes sense. Of course. But yeah. Um. So, in general, to all of this, do you have any thoughts about something that we didn't go through?
Well, not not really right now. So I just want to say a little bit. So to tell so
Mhm.
we talked about the design, how he looks. We talked like how his animations are. This would be also
Mhm.
really important because we need to know how he's acting. And also we got through his abilities, so how he works and like that, and also talked a little bit how we could balance him out a little bit.
Mhm.
Obviously we cannot really know how to balance him because we need to see him in the game with the
Yeah.
map,
Or
the
even what the
survival.
developers think about it, maybe, or the player base, or the people that are
Yes,
watching right now. Maybe they have some ideas, or maybe some stuff that they could say, oh, maybe he could like have a zero point 0.5 seconds something because that's how long the human reaction is going on of a human brain and whatever and here and there.
Mm.
but
If
but
you have
it's all
questions, then leave them, please.
yeah, of course. But yeah, that's
Do
to
you
wrap
have
up.
any questions? Do you have any questions left for me?
Well, they are kind of actually answered until this point. Um, but to just summarize everything that we just went through, I guess, because there's a lot of information that people just listen to and needed to be
Yes.
in the head. So the concept is about a ringmaster that is the inspiration of like a real beast tamer of like a real life circus. He for the game he should be a hunter that goes around and makes the player feel distracted and feared. The visual design should be creepy, but should make sense to work in a mechanical way. The
Mm-hmm.
story can be a lot of different ways, as we talked about before. On the abilities, we have the normal basic human form that has a whip and can the basic and normal attack too, I guess. Has other forms as animals, like a tiger one as like an elephant or a snake. With the tiger, he can crawl up to the wall and be a little bit camouflage. With the
Mm-hmm.
elephant, he's just rushing through the place, has like a really fast pacing movement. And
Yes.
for the snake, he has like ability. He has like no, the time, the opportunities to take advantages. Let's say
Yes,
that
from
in general.
from bunny hidings or trying to loop him out.
Yeah, yeah, basically. And yeah, balancing is a little bit hard, of course, as we said before. The future and the concept of skins and changes. Already talked now, I guess, like 10 minutes ago. And yeah, that's the whole thing of the interview. A big shout out to you, Warlock. Thanks for participating again. We hope
Hey, thank
that.
you for inviting me.
Hmm?
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really glad that we could talk.
Well, of course, it's an honor to have people in the community having time for this, because usually people don't have time or they don't wanna, because maybe it's stressed or they don't wanna talk openly. But this is like a normal chill conversation with me and the other person talking about their stuff, what they love and what they created, because that's what's all about. And I personally hope that your concept gets into the game, of course,
I
right?
hope also.
And I wish the best for you, even if they get in touch with you, though. But
Thank you.
one last thing I would know from you, though: how would you summarize your concept in one word?
Monstrous.
Thanks for watching till the end. We appreciate it to the fullest, and see you all in the carnival.